The NBA is a unique league that attracts both players and fans from all around the world. For the most part, a majority of the players in the league are fairly creative. However, sometimes certain players take that creativity to another level. Whether it's for superstitious reasons or just to carry on a tradition, some of these players have some pretty unique secrets. Some of these rituals might make you question the player or even laugh at them, but for whatever reason, these players have strange habits that they truly believe has meaning towards their game. Today, we take a look at the weirdest NBA pre-game rituals you probably didn't know exist. Welcome to NBA Insider. Many people chew their nails unintentionally when they are in some kind of stress. Like many of these people, ex-NBA player Mike Bibby used to chew his nails when he was anxious. He was especially anxious when he was not in a game, so to keep him from destroying his fingers on the bench, someone in Sacramento figured out to give him a nail clipper instead. Over the years, the clippers became something of a lucky charm, and every now and then, whenever Bibby came to the bench for timeouts, someone would hand him a pair of clippers so he could get rid of his nails. Eventually, the ritual turned into a superstition where he would cut his nails during every single timeout. He even had someone on the team who would hold his clippers while he played. Cleveland Cavaliers superstar LeBron James has a couple of superstitions he follows. One of them is when he used to put chalk in his hands and blow it up in the air before every game. The actual chalk toss itself hasn't been done by the king for quite some time, but that never stopped him from finding another ritual. He has also had the habit of creating personalized secret handshakes that he has for each of his teammates. How he remembers all of them, no one knows. He probably got into the habit of doing it so many times that it became a normal thing for him. Before I move on to the next ritual, it's also cool to know that it was actually Michael Jordan who first started the chalk toss. However, unlike LeBron, Michael Jordan would throw the chalk into the broadcasters' faces. At one point, the broadcasters would have fun with this ritual by wearing doctor's masks, umbrellas, and gas masks to keep the chalk dust from getting into their bodies. Although he made the ritual popular, LeBron James actually got his chalk toss from Michael Jordan, but most people do not realize this and they just think that LeBron created this strange ritual himself. Pretty interesting if you ask me. Chicago Bulls native Dwyane Wade doesn't just wear the number 3 on his jersey. He also has a variety of specific game day rituals based around his lucky number. The first starts before the game when D-Wade does 3 pull-ups while hanging from the rim, a ritual that he got from Vince Carter, who would pull himself from the net and kiss the rim to honor his grandma. The second ritual is that Wade must chew 3 pieces of gum during the game, 1 during warm-ups, 1 at the beginning of the game, and 1 during halftime. Finally, the last ritual is that Dwyane Wade always drinks exactly 3 bottles of Gatorade during every game. Basically, he has 3 rituals that he does 3 times each, and since he's become pretty well known for doing some of these pre-game rituals, I can't see him stopping it anytime soon. Since the age of 14, Ray Allen has never ate a hamburger. He refuses to eat junk food. Nothing wrong with that. Taking care of his body and what he eats means a lot to him. Even though he is getting old, he has an incredible body mass. In fact, he hardly carries any body fat. He has a pretty strict daily ritual. Each day, Ray Allen naps between 11:30 and 1 p.m. Once he wakes up from his nap, he has a plate of chicken and rice around 2:30 p.m. After eating, he shaves his head around 3:30 p.m. After that was done, he would go to the court to warm up 3 hours before each game. Darnell Armstrong's team relied on him for defense and bringing energy to the game. Many players find it hard to go into the game off the bench and produce the energy that Armstrong did. Players would rather enter the game at tip-off where they can build up energy throughout the beginning minutes of the game. Darnell Armstrong drank coffee filled with 7 packs of sugar, which he drank before each game. This was his way of keeping energetic for his team. During Orlando's incredible 2009 playoff run, an interesting ritual started when someone realized the team always seemed to win their home games when 7-year-old Gina Marie sang the national anthem. All 4 times that she sang the anthem in that year's postseason, the Magic won. Although Orlando did not win the title the following years, they did bring back Gina to sing more anthems because the team believed that it helped, sort of like a lucky charm. Before every game, Golden State Warriors Kevin Durant shares a prayer with his mother. Then as soon as the player introductions are completed, he'll put each leg on the scorer's table, untie his shoes, and then tie them back up. Pretty weird if you ask me. During the Michael Jordan era, the Chicago Bulls would switch from white socks and shoes to black socks and shoes for the playoffs. That didn't have much to do with the team's 6 championships, but it was a tradition they followed for some odd reason. Shaquille O'Neal was known as a great NBA player, but what most people fail to realize is that Shaq had his own pre-game ritual. He called it Alley Shaq, and he would do it would in the locker room with his Phoenix teammates. What he would do is pretend to roll a bowling ball towards 4 to 5 players and they would fall like bowling pins. This pre-game ritual was also performed during the 2009 All-Star game by Shaq, and he did it with 6 people on the court in front of the entire crowd. Charles Oakley has always had a soft spot for Spike Lee, who was a huge Knicks fan. Before every game, Oakley would pass the ball to Spike Lee, who would inspect the ball and pass the ball back to Oakley. This ritual went on for a couple of years and was pretty interesting to see. Monte Ellis has a pretty strange pre-game ritual that he has started since he tore a ligament in his finger. Before games, he puts his hand in warm wax and then peels it off later. He said that he feels like it helps him by smoothing his hands so he can smoothly dunk it. Chicago Bulls' Rajon Rondo is a very talented point guard who is amazing at passing and getting players open. He is also very well known for getting a ton of assists and steals. Rondo used to perform a pre-game ritual with his teammates when he played for the Boston Celtics with Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Jeff Green. He would have 4 basketballs and he would start it off by throwing an alley-oop to KG, then he would bounce past the ball to Paul Pierce, and then he would pass the ball all the way up to the scoreboard for Jeff Green to dunk, and then he would shoot the last ball himself. He discontinued this pre-game ritual after he got traded to the Mavericks. Kevin Garnett has one of the weirder pre-game rituals. Before every game, Garnett goes under the basketball hoop and smashes his head a couple of times against the long foamy part of the hoop. I guess he believes that banging his head against the basket brings some good luck towards him and his teammates every game, but it's still pretty weird if you ask me. As you can see, there are many NBA players that have strange habits, traditions, and secrets. These rituals that players have developed can only truly be understood by them, so we may never understand why they do what they do. However, these are professional athletes and the rest of us are not, so if they are succeeding in the league, then they must be doing something right. As always, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If I made any mistakes or missed anything that you felt should have been included, let me know. Also, if you have any recommendations for future videos such as interesting stories or topics like this, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching NBA Insider.